Hey guys, I asked you for your questions on Twitter this morning, so I'm going to do a Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one. I think I asked for questions like a month ago and I filmed it, and then I looked back at the footage and I wasn't happy with the camera settings, so hopefully they're good today. But thanks for sending me your questions. I got lots of really good questions today and I was really happy because usually I get lots of questions about visas in Japan and how to learn Japanese, and it's just like really boring stuff that I don't want to talk about. So thank you for the awesome questions today. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna go through my tweets and answer them. Oh, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, and you have a Twitter, go do that if you want to chat with me, because that's where I respond to most of your questions and where I talk with you guys the most. Which starter are you choosing for Sun Moon? Obviously the cat. Do you agree that Team Moon is superior to Team Sun? Okay, I'm like the worst person to ask that because Team Sun is a lion and you guys know I'm obsessed with cats, so Team Sun all the way. Were earthquakes something you were afraid of when moving to Japan? And if so, how did you learn to overcome that fear? No, I've never been afraid of earthquakes. I'm afraid of really weird things like spiders and flying in planes, but I'm not scared of actual dangerous things like earthquakes, so that was never a problem for me. Do people go hiking, camping, outdoorsy things often in your area? That's a good question. I moved out to the countryside and I'm not really sure what people do out here for fun. I hope that they go camping because I love camping. There are some mountains around here that I would love to go explore, so I'm definitely going to be going hiking myself. I'm not really sure if it's a popular thing with the Japanese people. Definitely not as much as back in Canada. Everybody loves the outdoorsy stuff there. Here, not so much. Where else would you like to live? I've mentioned this before, but I would love to live in Korea because I'm studying Korean and I'm one of those people that doesn't properly learn a language unless I'm fully immersed in that environment. So I hate studying from books. I've got a million Korean books on my shelf and I never look at them because I'm just really bad at that. So yeah, I'd love to live in Korea for at least, you know, a year or two so that I could learn some Korean. Yeah, that would be great. If you were born again, you want to be born as Japanese or Canadian? Canadian. How often do you get recognized from being a YouTuber, like just out on the streets? It depends where I am. If I go to like Harajuku or Akihabara or Nakano Broadway, probably about 5 or 6 times in a day. But if I'm out on like the side streets of a little small area in Tokyo or something, then no one will recognize me. What's your favorite cat breed? Scottish Fold, because they're the sweetest, like most loving cats ever. I don't know if there's any cat that's any more friendly than them, but Maro and Cinnamon and all the other Scottish Folds that I've met are just super friendly and they follow you around and they always want to be on your lap, and I just love cats like that, so yes. Favorite Tadanobu Asano movie? Zatoichi. I've mentioned this several times. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Really cool movie. Several questions from Marissa. I'm gonna answer just one of them. What's the most challenging part about being a YouTuber? There's several things, but probably the one thing that's hard for me is the amount of comments and emails and tweets and Instagram comments that I get, and I cannot reply to all of them, and it stresses me out because I want to reply to all you guys and you're so nice and I know that you have so many questions for me and I would love to be able to reply to all of you, but I can't. I just do not have time for it. So that's the one thing that really stresses me out, and I constantly find myself thinking about it like, oh my god, I have so many emails that I need to reply to, I have so many comments that are waiting to be replied to. I don't know if any other YouTuber goes through this, but if you have any advice for me, that would be great. Do you want to have kids in the future? I don't know. Right now I don't, but like I'm 30, so I should probably decide soon. But right now I am completely like over the top busy with YouTube, my movie job, Maro, taking care of this house, cooking for my fiance, and I cannot even imagine having a kid right now. When is the wedding? That's a good freaking question. I have no idea. We were just talking about it yesterday actually, and we're thinking maybe next summer, not this summer, so 2017 I guess it would be, summer. And we're thinking about doing one in my hometown first. So I think the weather in Victoria is really nice in the summer. So I think we're gonna aim for 2017 summer. If you do watch anime, do you watch it with subs or no subs? No subs, I never use subs. But of course, before when I couldn't speak Japanese, I would use subs and not dubs. I'm learning Japanese and everything is good now except accent. How did you get such a good Japanese accent? My Japanese accent isn't perfect. It could use a lot of work, but probably I would say doing karaoke would be a really good way to practice. If there's any Japanese songs that you like, practice singing along with them, or repeating back what you hear. So say you're like watching a movie. I wouldn't use anime because anime characters have really weird voices. Like people don't actually talk like that. So, but if you're watching a movie like a drama or something, maybe try like copying what you hear and just kind of like mirroring what you hear. And I think that would be a good way to practice. And of course, making Japanese friends and talking with them and just trying to copy their accent. That's really all you can do, is just try to copy people. You'll get better. What did you first want to do as far as career choices went? Did you think you'd end up here? I never knew what I wanted to do. Like when I was younger, I guess I was about 18 at the time, I had already known that I wanted to work in Japan or with something related to Japanese because I could already speak Japanese then. And I always thought it would be really cool to be the person who makes the subtitles for movies. I never thought that I would aim to do that because I just thought it was way out of my league. But I remember watching movies, Japanese movies with English subtitles and thinking like, wow, I feel like I could do a better job of this. I wish I was that person. And now I get to do that, so that's really cool. It's pretty unbelievable, to be honest. What is your go-to shop for clothes in Japan? There are two shops that I really like in Harajuku, Spins and Wigo. They're very like young, casual clothing. As you've noticed, I don't dress like a 30-year-old, I dress like a 15-year-old. That's because I shop in Harajuku, but I like really colorful, fun stuff. So if you're into that kind of clothing, then I recommend those two shops. What was the first culture shock you experienced when coming to Japan? I think I talked about this in a couple of videos, but when I arrived at my homestay and they gave me a tour of the house and the toilet was literally just a hole in the ground. That would be my first culture shock because nobody had warned me about that, and I honestly thought they were joking. Unfortunately, they weren't, and I lived with the hole in the ground toilet for 2 weeks. How long have you been living in Japan now? I've lived here on and off for a total of 10 years, I think it is now. Yep. What is the most memorable moment you've had so far being a translator at your new job? That would definitely be like the moment that I met Yamapi. It was just like, I felt like I was dreaming. It was so weird. So weird. I just kept thinking back to when I was 17 and I was like obsessed with him and his music. And I was like, now I'm meeting this person and he calls me sensei. And this is really weird. Am I alive right now? That was definitely like the most like mind-blowing experience. How long did it take for you to adjust to living in Japan after you moved? The first time that I moved here for a long period of time, I was 19 and I just loved it right away. I honestly had no like period where I was like, I don't like living here, I want to go home, this is hard. It was difficult, of course, but I always really enjoyed it and I thought all the new like difficult experiences were fun. I enjoyed like overcoming that kind of stuff. I don't know, I'm not the kind of person where I like want to go home if something gets hard, so I really enjoyed the whole time I lived here. How old are you again? 30. I'm 30. Yes. Stop asking. I know you like Pokemon from all the stuffies, but do you play any other video games? Right now I'm playing absolutely 0 video games because I don't have time. But if I could, I would be playing Animal Crossing because that is the best game ever made. What is your favorite color? Pink. Pastel pink or hot pink? I can't choose. All shades of pink. Is racism present in Japan? Definitely. It's pretty bad and it's one of the things I really hate about living here, but what can you do? Apart from cats, do you have any other favorite animals? That's a hard one. I've never really thought about that. I really like snakes. I like weird things like beetles and snakes. Caterpillars! How did I forget caterpillars? Caterpillars would be my second favorite animal. If you could only drink one flavor of tea for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's so hard. Oh man, what do I find myself drinking the most? Probably the caramel green tea. I'm not like 100% sure on that answer, but I'm really liking it right now and I drink it all the time and I don't find myself getting sick of it. So yeah, the caramel green tea or anything like similar to that, like a vanilla green tea or something like that. I like that touch of sweetness, but with like a light tea, not a dark, not like a black tea. How long do you think you'll continue YouTube vlogging? I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'm just gonna wing it and see how it goes. I'm planning on moving back to Canada in a couple years and I don't really know if I would keep up my channel when I move back there or switch to a completely different career. It's really like up in the air right now. I would like to continue it, but for example, if I have kids or something, I don't know how I would be able to fit it into my schedule, and it's really like, it depends on so many things, but I'm really enjoying it, so I hope so. I hope I can keep it up for a while. Have you been to Kyushu, Shikoku, and Hokkaido? If not, do you plan to visit, and what would you want to see? I've never been off the main island. I've never been off Honshu, so no, I've been to none of those places, but I'm planning a trip to Shikoku with my friends Norm and Sherry this summer, so yeah, I just want to see all of it. I'm so excited to be able to finally experience something other than the main island, so we're going to be going on some train adventures through the island, and yeah, I look forward to showing that to you guys as well. If you ever come to the States, where would you go first and why? I've been to the States a couple times. I've been to Idaho and Seattle. If I go back, I would like to go to Texas because I want to visit my friend Chris. Alright, that looks like it's it. Thanks for your questions, guys. I hope that was interesting. And again, if you would like to participate in my next Q&A, please go follow me on Twitter because I always ask for questions over there. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!